All right, let's have some fun today. I'm going to compare how long it takes me to do this edit in EVOTO AI versus the same edit in Adobe Photoshop. So there's the after. So I'll flash these up side by side so you can look at them. Definitely different methods used to generate the end result of these shots. Tell me if you think one wins out significantly over the other. I think they're pretty comparable, right? All right, so let's get the timer going and we'll start with EVOTO start. All right, so we got started. So the first thing we'll do is go to the backdrop changer in EVOTO AI. That's in the backdrop panel here. And we'll go down to more, and I'm going to click a backdrop that I want to bring in, and it's going to be this one here. So we've got that done. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to the settings for the backdrop changer, and I want to retain shadows. And down here you can see it brought in some of the original shadows, and then I've got some red, some spill, some color cast right on the chair. So I'm going to hit remove spill. That took out the spill from the chair. Okay, we got that done. And we've got the original shadows. I want more because we had more shadow originally. I wish I could make this go up to 150. So let me add a drop shadow. And I'm going to bring the opacity up. It looks stupid right now, but let me go into the settings. And I'm going to go horizontal. I'm going to bring that out there about like that. And then I'm going to change the angle. Maybe down like that. And then I'm going to adjust this and bring this over here like that. Right? Just like that. And then that's cool. So, I mean, actually it looks crazy right now, but I'm going to go blur it. And we got the blur. So maybe I go back in, tweak it a little bit. Vertical maybe. Yeah. And then I'm going to adjust this anchor here just like this. And we'll bring it back in just a little bit, just like that. We'll hit OK. And maybe I bring the opacity down just a little bit. And so we've got this shadow in the back, and I'm done. So 1:53. All right, so I forgot to get the color cast on the belt. So I'm going to hit resume, and we'll do that real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go over to masking. And we'll do a custom mask brush, and we will brush on the mask here and these spots that have the color cast. And I'm going to go down to HSL saturation, bring that red down just like that, and we've lost that color cast. We'll go back to our background adjustments, make sure it looks good, and we're good. So I'll hit pause. So 223 is what we ended up with. 223 on the EVOTO AI edit. All right, so let's do this one in Photoshop. We got the timer ready. I'm going to hit start. Let's go. I'm going to grab the backdrop here and bring it in. It's going to put it in a layer. I'm going to expand that just a little bit. Okay, press enter to commit. Let's bring that timer back up. All right, cool. I'm going to turn that off. Go to the background. I'm going to do a select subject. What was the EVOTO time? Like 1:35, or was it 2:35? I can't remember. This is slowing me down though. This whole select subject stuff, but it does a good job when it gets done. Okay, there it goes. So I'm going to do a Control J. That's going to remove the background and just leave me with the subject. I'm going to turn this back on and drop it underneath the subject, and boom. So here's where, I'm going to do let's collapse all these down into a layer, and I'm going to do a select subject again because I'm going to do a Gen AI prompt, but I just want it to be on the background. I did this before, and it did some crazy stuff when I didn't isolate her from the background. You'll see I'm going to ask Gen AI to generate drop shadows. I'm going to right click and select inverse to get the backdrop, and then generative fill. I'm going to say add drop shadow for subject and stool. We'll hit enter using the Firefly 5, the one where you use the credits, because when I use the The previous gen one, or the free one, I was getting all kinds of just crazy stuff. Prompting probably needs to be better, but when I use this on this one that requires credits, it works really well. Gee, I wonder why. Okay, we're already over. I think if it was 135, we're already over that, over EVOTO's time, just waiting for Gen AI. Now, there's another method where you can retain shadows of your original image and overlay those. There's also a drop shadow method in Photoshop. I'm just using Gen AI, and boom, I love it. It looks great. I'm happy with that. It's got good shadows, and the only other thing I would do here is hue sat. I need to stop talking. I'm wasting time. Hue sat, and we're just going to pick red, and I'm going to drop the saturation of the red. And because we wanted this, let's invert it. The mask, see, we got that red in there, and I'm going to come over here, paint with white on the mask, and we're going to get rid of that color cast right there, and we're going to paint other places like the chair here where we had some color cast, and I'm being sloppy. I'm doing this fast. Let me use my pen and tablet, resize that there, and we'll come up here and just getting rid of some of that color cast right there. Also on the boot, color cast, got rid of it there. Let's go up to the hair. Don't want to get it on the skin or the lips for sure. It seems like it's sort of, I got it on the lips there, but it seems like it's sort of, looks sort of monotone, right? But if you look at her hair over here and compare it, it really isn't. And I got to go back to, I got on the lips and the skin right there, so definitely got to be careful. I'm just going to leave that alone. I really don't care. And then there's spots up here, right? Probably could have used a better mask. I'm going to be sloppy with it because I'm trying to hurry. Right. Just get rid of some of that reddish tone. Really getting some down here. Maybe there's a better way to do this. See, this I don't know about. That's a no on that. We may have to, give me some advice there on doing that, guys. I really see that red tone here, so maybe we lower the opacity a little bit. Right, it's almost turning green. But her hair almost has a green tint to it too. That's weird. Okay, so 441, let's hit stop. You know, I talked a little bit in some of it, so I'll give it like 430. 443 is a little bit, we did a good job though. So, but still at EVOTO AI was significantly faster and a lot easier. I'll put the results up side by side. Which one is there a significant difference between the two enough to justify it taking twice as long in Photoshop? All right, so here's the sort of game changer. We're back in EVOTO, and I hate saying game changer because it sounds so cliche, but we did this one right here. If you have 5 more to do, 10 more to do in Photoshop, I'm going to have to do all these layers again manually because the masks are different, the poses are different, everything is different except for this background layer. That I can copy over. Everything else I got to do over. And the Gen AI, select subject, all that stuff that takes time. The Gen AI sometimes gives inconsistent results. So think about that. If you go over to EVOTO, I can select this first one as the source, and I can just hit Control-C and copy background adjustments, and then go to one of these other ones, hit Control-Command-V to paste, and I'm done. Or I can select this first one and then select all the other images that I want in my session. Maybe it's 50, and I just hit Sync down here and hit the sync button for background changes or whatever else. And I was going to say get a drink, but no, I've already processed 4 images just in the time I was talking here, and they're done. They got shadows, the color cast is gone, all of that, right? We've got the backdrop in there. It's all done. If I want to get more of a blurry backdrop, say on this one, like it's compressed, I can do that too, right? Background compositing and volume edits. EVOTO blows Photoshop out of the water. I'm sorry, it just does. Again, they're apples and oranges products, so you have to be, I'm cherry picking the use case. They're tools. Figure out which tool works best for you in your workflow. Gives you, with EVOTO, I can get great results just as good as Photoshop in a fraction of the time. And for volume work, time is money, man. So let me know what you guys think. Give me your opinion. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.